So today we're looking at the 2014 Hyundai Equus. Yes, that's spelled E-Q-U-U-S. We have no idea what that means either, but apparently Hyundai thinks that you'll think of luxury when you see it. The Equus is a car that Hyundai has decided to target against the Mercedes-Benz S-Class, the Audi A8, and the Lexus LS460. As you can see from its side profile, the emphasis really is on rear passenger luxury rather than driving enthusiasm. The car rides a 119.9-inch wheelbase, so for reference, it's just about the same length as a Chrysler 300 or a Dodge Charger. Not quite this car's target market, but it does kind of show you the large size of the vehicle. The Hyundai has a 5-liter engine, it's rear-wheel drive, and it has an 8-speed automatic transmission. So let's take a look at the rear seat comfort. First of all, this rear passenger area is cavernous. Looking at how much room this car has for a 6'3" individual as myself, I have plenty of legroom with the seat all the way back, but you know, sometimes when you're in the back seat, you just feel like you're sitting too upright and you just want to relax, maybe sleep a little bit. So, hey, how about that? We can recline the seat as far as we like. Oh, but man, now my knees touch the front seat. What am I gonna do? Oh, look at that. I have control over everything in this car. So we discovered something very sad. Apparently, the people at Hyundai believe that you can have your luxury car in any color as long as it's a shade of gray. Very sad, not even a shade of burgundy. These people must be related to Henry Ford. So not only do we have not really that broad of a selection of color, we actually have even fewer selection of options and accessories. If you go to Hyundai's website and try and build your own vehicle, really the only thing you can choose on the base model car is the color. There's no wheel options, there are no accessory features, there's nothing you can choose without upgrading to the next level of trim. And that trim package basically gives you the rear seat entertainment system over the base car. There is not a lot that you can add to this car. It is a very, very loaded car. At $61,000, we think that's probably a pretty good value compared to its competitors such as the Mercedes-Benz S-Class and the Audi A8. One thing though that we think that this car is lacking compared to the other cars is the prestige. Of course you have the Hyundai name, which also is affixed to cars like the Accent and the Elantra and the Sonata, which are good cars, but not things that compete with anything that Mercedes-Benz builds. Also, the appearance of the front of the car really looks like a knockoff Mercedes-Benz. It doesn't do much for establishing Hyundai as an upscale brand or even establishing Hyundai as a different manufacturer from just an imitation Mercedes-Benz. So as we mentioned, the Hyundai has a 5-liter V8 that offers 429 horsepower with 376 foot-pounds of torque. With all that power, it does cost us a little bit at the pump. We get 18 miles per gallon city and 23 miles per gallon highway. Not too shabby considering all the power, but it's also nothing that you're going to write home about and brag about. Our observed fuel economy was just around 20 miles per gallon. That's with some aggressive driving, but also a decent amount of highway driving. The car features an air suspension, which does a lot for comforting the rear seat passengers, but really doesn't do much for driving enthusiasm. The tires really howl under hard cornering. Even when you put the vehicle in sport mode, it just isn't an enthusiastic car. Behind the wheel of the Hyundai, we have some nice comfort and convenience features. We have our heated steering wheel, our heated and cooled seats, the nice hand stitching on the top of the instrument panel. But we do have some little cheap items, like the quality of the shifter is a little jiggly. The pieces are not real tightly put together. And it doesn't look all that unique compared to its competition. Some of our other features include a lane departure system, adaptive cruise control. One of the gimmicky features of this car that we kind of like is the remote keyless entry, where we can leave the key in our pocket when we open the door, lock the car, and it also does this nice little retraction of the mirrors. Kind of slick. I don't think they're that big. I don't think people are going to knock them off, but it kind of lets you know the car is locked, and it greets you as well. So at the end of the day, what does the Equus get us? It gets us a fully competent luxury sedan that's designed to comfort its passengers. It has all the features of its major competition, but for $15,000 to $20,000 less. If one can be satisfied with looking like they're driving a knockoff Mercedes and not having the prestige of one of the luxury brands, we think the Equus is actually a very good choice.
Press 1 now to be placed on a do not call list. Press 9. End of message. To delete this message, press 7. To save it, press 9. Message deleted. First skipped message.
Sorry.